Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We have kind of a quick lesson today. We're just finishing chapter 16. First Samuel chapter 16, and we're going to start in verse 14. Just wanted to thank everybody again who was involved last week. We really do appreciate people helping out. It really is a blessing to. All right, our Bible visitor has come in already. You look like a servant of King Saul.
I am. I'm his messenger.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
1 Samuel chapter 16. Last chapter, a boy named David got anointed. Now, King Saul doesn't really know about this. Let's look at verse 13. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. That's David. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. Now where we're at today, Mr. Servant of Saul, is verse 14. Let's read that. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and the evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. So last chapter, the Spirit of the Lord came on this boy named David, and the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit came on Saul. And that's basically where we're at. So you're his servant, and your king, Saul, is going through some hard times right now.
Right.
Tell us about that.
So, it's no secret to anyone in the palace. We can see that, our king, he's depressed. He's struggling, this evil spirit on him. And everyone remembers back to that day when the man of God, Samuel, came before him. And he told him about his disobedience and how God is going to take away the kingdom from him and give it to another. These have been the rumors going around ever since that day. Everybody around who's hear it, it spreads like wildfire. So these are the things that are said behind, closed doors and stuff about. And then, so everyone knows kind of, the king is down. So we get together and we go before our king. And, we hate seeing him in this manner, And we tell him, we say to King Saul, we say, let us send out messengers, and we want to find you a young man who is currently playing at the harp. And whenever this evil spirit comes upon you, we'll have him, he'll be here for you, instruct him, and he'll play his music for you. This will soothe you, and then it'll be well with you. Saul thinks about it for a second. He likes this idea, so he says, all right, gather the messengers, go out and find someone who can do this job. And I step forward, I say, I've seen before this young man named David who plays as he's a shepherd boy out in the fields for his father Jesse, and he plays there on his harp. He's a valiant man. He's prudent in matters and everything. He's a man of war even. And he plays well on the harp. I've heard him play before, and I bring this news before the king, and I say, let me go out and we'll bring him in and he will do this task for you.
So this is your plan. You're going to go find a boy. You're going to go find this guy who's good at playing the harp. This is your guys' plan.
That's right.
And he's going to come and play before the king, and then the evil spirit's going to depart from the king. So this is the first time that King Saul and David's relationship starts.
That's right.
This is their first meeting. So he sends for Jesse.
So I go out and I bring this news to Jesse. This is what the king wants. He wants your son to come and to be in the palace with him, and he's going to play his harp for him, bring his harp along, pack along his bags, and come before. The king is summoning him. Now Jesse, he thinks, so he gets together with his son David, and he's going to send him out. He's packing. Now for Jesse, this must be an interesting time for him. First, Samuel, the man of God, comes forward, then a messenger from the king. His son David's pretty popular as of lately.
Yeah.
So he gathers together, he packs up, he gets the donkey out, and he gives him some bread and some bottled wine for his journey, and he sends him off to the palace to serve the king there. So David, he comes along, and just as we all planned together in our plan, as we discussed before, he plays his harp for King Saul, and all goes well, just as we had planned it. And Saul, he takes a liking to this, and he sees the results. So he says, I want this to become a full-time position for this young man David. So he has me go back and send a message again and relay this to his father Jesse, that he wants your son to be in the palace and to do this service for him.
Okay, so we appreciate you coming by, Mr. Saul, sir. Thank you for telling us.
Well, one more thing, not only is David made in this position as the music maker for the king, but he also so he takes such liking. He makes him his armor bearer too.
Yeah.
So he has other tasks in serving the king of what he's going to be doing for the next while.
Yeah, actually, let's read that. Verse 21, and David came to Saul, verse 21 of chapter 16, and David came to Saul, stood before him, and he loved him greatly, and he became his armor bearer. And in verse 22, and Saul sent to Jesse, saying, let David, I pray thee, stand before me, for he hath found favor in my sight. Verse 23, and it came to pass, when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul, that David took a harp and played with his hand, and so Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. That's the end of chapter 16.
It feels pretty good when your good idea works out for the king and he has that much of a glowing report over it.
All right, Mr.
I'm sure the relationship is going to be great for the future.
Nice to see you. Chapter 17, everybody knows the chapter, probably the most famous chapter in the Bible. We're getting into some good stuff. So chapter 17, Mr. David is going to meet a man named Goliath.
You've been listening to a message from the pulpit of Town Center Baptist Church in Happy Valley, Oregon. We invite you to come visit us at 10505 Southeast 85th Avenue in Happy Valley. If we can be of help to you, please call us at 503-659-4494. We wish you God's very best.